right, a beautiful morning. Welcome to Women's Corner with me, Rose Blossom. It's an exciting day, Thursday, and why I'm all smiles is because tomorrow is Friday. Another beautiful weekend to rest and plan yourself for another week, which of course by next week we'll be entering the new month, which is August. And at that point you have the, how I call it, the Igbo tribe telling you they have August meeting where everybody have to travel for the holidays and all of that. But anyways, that's not why we're here. Remember that this program runs through from 11 a.m. to 12 noon every day, Monday through Friday. And if you want to watch us, you can watch us live on our social media pages, on Facebook and on Twitter. Just type in Galaxy Television and of course the page will pop up, then you can watch us live. Then also, if you do not want to go through that route, you can also download Galaxy Television app from Google Play Store and Apple Play Store, so you don't miss any live section. So I have amazing 3 Zoom guests today. They are pretty seated. I can see their faces already, but I'll not unveil them to you yet until after the short break. But remember, always remember to put yourself in good position when it comes to 11 to 12, because what we talk about here is about women and everything that has to do with women. We'll try to empower you. We'll try to give you strength from within, from our experiences and from people's, career expertise, and of course from people sharing other people's experiences, just for you to learn and to become better woman, to be a better woman. So let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be discussing women in relationship. In every relationship, from the part where you have friends to when you start dating, to start when you're courting, to when you got married, you were proposed to, and after getting married you become a mother, you become a grandmom, and all of that. We'll try to take it bit by bit. Hopefully we're able to touch a lot of areas today, but I trust my guests. They will definitely dive into this very, very well. So let's go on the short break, and when I come back I'll be introducing my guests to you. Stay with us. Right, yes, you're welcome back. Anyways, we need to quickly go. Let me just introduce my guest first, and we'll have to take a short break. So I'd like to introduce my guest first. I will start with Cynthia Chioma. Cynthia Chioma is a registered nurse and a midwife. She's also a project manager and an empowerment advocate. Also, we have Queen Joy Deola Oluyege. She's an entrepreneur, a creative director of Joatem Castle, the most beautiful girl in Ogun State as of 2019, and Miss Economic World Soar 2022. She's an inspirational speaker. And our third guest, as seen on the screen, is Oluwagbemisola Bamiduro. She is the founder of Bam Bam Food Basket Limited, chemical environment engineer from University of Nottingham, UK. We have all these 3 guests all set. So, but let's quickly let's quickly go on a quick break, and when I come back, they will say hi to us, and we'll start cracking. Let's quickly take a short break. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back. So can we have Cynthia Chioma on the screen? First, let's say hi to Cynthia Chioma. Cynthia Chioma, can you say hi to us?
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Hello.
It's really a pleasure to be in our midst this morning. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining. And also Queen Joy. Can we have Queen Joy on the screen to say hi to us, please? Hi, Joy.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Queen Joy Adiola Obingo, and it's going to be a beautiful section. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining. And can we say hi to Oluwagbemisola Bamiduro? Hi, Bemi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for joining. So we're going to start with women in relationship. I'm just going to start by giving scenarios and all of that. Now, when it comes to relationship, why do you think women, let me start with Demisola. Why do you think women tend to, okay, let's look at it, I call them roommates. You know, you're not married, legally married, or your parents do not, there's no bride price being paid, no introduction, okay, maybe an introduction, but there's no bride price, there's no engagement and anything. You just know his parents, and the other person just knows your parent. And you see some women, they start living in their man's house. Sometimes they've been proposed to, sometimes they've not been proposed to, sometimes the parents just know them. So why do you think women tend to do this, and how can we correct them? Because a lot of people believe, yeah, some people it works for them. At the end of the day, they get married, they have a beautiful marriage and all of that. But to be honest, I think it's a lot of people tend to mistake it, because they feel, okay, it's working for this one, let me do it. It becomes a norm. It's almost becoming a norm. In fact, let's put it that way. It's almost becoming a norm. Once you're engaged, you start seeing they are staying together, no more in their parents' house, or no more even trying to get a house. They'll start saying, no, I'm staying with him, so I have to be with him to understand him and all of that. Why do you think girls tend to do that? And do you think it's the right way? If it is not, what do you think ladies should do at that point in time? Bemi.
Thank you for the question. I don't think it's ideal for a lady to be living with a man without being married. And to be honest, even when you get married to your dad, you keep discovering new things about yourself. So the excuse of, okay, I want to get to know him better, I want to study. You're not studying a PhD, you're not
right.
You're not trying to get a PhD in knowing someone. There are different stages of life that we will encounter, and I've heard like the truth of the matter is, like, people change. So even before you get married, no matter how long you live with them, after you get married, should in case you even get married to that person, like, there are new dimensions of themselves that they will show to you. And another thing is, even when children come in, like, it actually changes the dimension, it changes the situation of things, because you're not just two living together anymore. There are times that the phases of life actually changes a person. You giving birth, the period of nursing the baby, the period of the child being in school. So different things actually changes people. So you using the excuse of, okay, I want to try and know the person to start living together, I don't think it's ideal, and it doesn't place value on you as a lady.
Thank you very much. It doesn't place value on you as a lady when you start staying with a man that is not legally married to you. I don't know what you're looking for, but hopefully may you find it. Anyways, I'm going to ask Joy. Now, this is not about being engaged now. This is about just being in a relationship. What time do you think, or at what age do you think a lady should actually start dating? Because to be honest, if we check what we have now, we have a lot of, you even see primary school students that have boyfriends and girlfriends. And when I hear this thing, I'll be like, in my own time, I'm still trying to pass my exams. Like, how did we get here? Where you see, she's my girlfriend, and they'll be saying it casually amongst themselves when they are playing, or when some people fight because, no, you talk to my boyfriend, you know. I don't know. Then secondary school, some people have even normalized it to secondary school. I even feel you having a boyfriend in secondary school is wrong. Like, you shouldn't just have friends, right? But you know, the time that we are, a lot of them have boyfriends already before they enter school, or before they even in second year. Some of them are getting married or having babies already. You understand, all these things have become a norm, which is actually wrong. So that brings me to the question, Joy, at what age do you think a lady, a woman, should say, okay, now I want to go into a relationship? Now I'm going to ask for age, yes. And mind you, sometimes age does not prove maturity, does not prove that you're mentally stable enough to have a relationship. So at what age and at what stage should one say, okay, let me have a boyfriend now, let me see if two can tangle to become one? Joy?
Right, thank you very much. personally, I would say there is no age to it, but there comes the age whereby you know that you are, you know what you really want from life. I think, let me use that word. You should not have a boyfriend or go into relationship when you have not discovered your purpose, when you don't know what you want from life. And I'm sure that nowadays you see a lot of ladies, especially a lot of girls in secondary school, having boyfriends, and they get distracted along the line, and they might not even be able to achieve that which they are supposed to achieve at that age. Like I said, there's always time for everything. There's time for secondary school, there's time for you to be in a relationship, there's time for you to even get married. So it is very important that at the point whereby you, okay, I am ready. Why are you going into the relationship in the first place? Is it for companionship? Are you ready to get married? Because if you are not ready to get married and then you start going into relationship with the whole thing going now, oh my God, you find out that you just get distracted.
Okay, so I guess it's about no age, which of course was the proper answer. The thing is about the stage. What stage of life are you? Can you take care of yourself? If you can't take care of yourself, then I think that is when you can now start thinking of having a man. But for the fact that you can't take care of yourself, you can't stay alone for like a week without, having to call someone to do this, to do that for you, I don't think you are in the right frame of mind to have a man. Because I'm so shocked when I see some ladies now. No, I won't call them ladies. Young girls, little girls, teenagers. They are using this latest iPhone. Some of them, you see what they wear, like some of the dresses they wear. You ask yourself, how? Like, what went wrong? So yes, this is now. It's not place of the background, which I'm going to ask Cynthia this question. It now comes down to the background, the home bringing, the mother, the father, the kind of parent, and sometimes the community where she grew up. Because then, when a child does something wrong, a neighbor can scold your child, and you will thank the neighbor. Thank you for correcting my child. Thank you for not making he or she do something wrong, and just let it slide. But now you dare not touch your neighbor's child. You can as much as look at that child too much, because you're in trouble. They will ask you questions of, why are you looking at my child? Is something wrong? Why can't you understand? So there's no space for correction, and there is no how you can treat a child alone. It has to be the community. So that brings me to the question, Cynthia, what did our mothers, or what are the mothers of now doing wrongly that is making these children toe this line? Whereas some of them even, I was watching something on Instagram recently, and a guy said something, that reason why most of the young girls now, or the young guys now, they look older facially in structure than even the millennia, the boomers, is because they are more of what we can do for ourselves, what we can cater. We need to bring money. But the reason why we were a bit better, or the reason why we look younger, is because we are focused more on books. It was what they give us that we eat. We don't go outside to eat extra food. You cannot even go to a neighbor's house and eat. It's not possible. It is what is in your house you eat. But now these people tend to go outside. They eat shawarma, they eat burger. There's always the Netflix and chill, but let's not go to that area. You understand? So now, what do you think mothers of now did wrongly that our mothers did, and that told us in a good part, but making this younger ladies go to the wrong side?
Okay, thank you for that question. So I would come from the angle of, firstly, availability. Before now, the societal or label that was placed on the woman was the fact that she was supposed to be a home builder, she was supposed to take care of the family, raise the children and all of those things. So before now, you find out that women were what we call in quotes housewives, you understand. They were always there for their children. They were 100% available, you understand. They are there in the morning, they prepare their children, take the children to school. When the children return back from school, they meet their moms and the rest of them. So you find out that constant and persistent availability was what made for the fact that a lot of people were very disciplined. You understand? Like, I could remember my own instance vividly. Yes, my mom was, I think for the most part, when she was raising us, when we were still much little or much younger, she was always around until it was much later that she started, working. And even the work she had, we come back almost at the same time. So you find out that when women are around their children, or when mothers are around their children, it is easy for them to, inculcate the norms and the customs and the things that they want to see in their children. But when we leave off, upbringing or raising up children to the society do for us, you find out that it's when children start picking up some things that are not, that are not good, societal norms and behavioral characteristics that are not good. And when they bring them home, their moms are not even there to caution them or direct them, like, this is what you should be doing, this is what you should not be doing, this is what you should pay attention to, and this is not what you should not pay attention to. Then secondly, I will also peg it on the impact of, like, call it westernization and the western culture. Now, I'm not saying that westernization has not done good for us, it has. But we'll find out that we have, borrowed cultures and particular way of life that are not very okay. I don't know if you're following. So there are things that we have accepted. For instance, even when children are doing things that are not right, we are not even, we don't see it as maybe we should correct them. We feel that, okay, let's leave them to explore freedom and the rest of that. But these things were not so before now. You get, they were not so before now. And okay.
No, I'm agreeing to what you said.
Oh, okay. So they were not so before now. So I have mentioned the aspect of availability and then enculturation, the things that we are accepting as the norm now. When before now, you dare not come and tell your mom that maybe you're, even if peradventure you had a crush on somebody in school, you would just keep quiet about it. But these days, you come and like, this person, you understand that kind of thing, and we are not cautioning them. It's the age and the time that we found ourselves in. So thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. The age and time that we found ourselves in. Well, hopefully, I hope that mothers, the becoming mothers, because it's scary sometimes when you see some of these ladies, the lifestyle they live, and you wonder what the child that will come from such a young lady would be able to do or would be. In fact, some people will say, we just leave it to God. God is going to take control. But my darling, we have to do what we need to do when it comes to raising the girl child properly, teaching them what is right and what is not. Imagine your child bringing a phone. One of the days, it might not even be an iPhone. One of the latest phones that worth a whole lot, could pay your rent for 2 years or more, and you don't question her, and she's in secondary school. Some parents are even the one that go the extra mile to buy this gadget for the children. You'll find that some kids even have tabs. Yes, they have tabs where they play a game. They have tabs for you see a little child where they play Cocomelon, that's this thing for children. And these gadgets are good, but sometimes it gets out of control if you don't try to put caution, because they said too much of everything is never good. When you do anything and it's becoming in excess, there's always an effect. Anyways, I want to ask Bemi this. This came to my mind while you were talking. Now, a lot of people have, some people tend to have heartbreaks. You see, women will come online, or ladies will come online, and they'll start crying. The sweet part is they are actually holding their phone, videoing themselves, capturing the moment of them crying from their hearts that one guy broke their relationship or broke the relationship they had after maybe 7 or 10 years. Now, a lot of people still wonder, even the same men will wonder, like, how can you be heartbroken and be, you are making a video of yourself crying and you're heartbroken. I don't think you're heartbroken yet. When you're heartbroken, you will not even see your phone to pick. That's one case. Now, the other case is a lot of women, tend to go through this phase. I know a lot of people have gone through this heartbreak and all of that. Relationship didn't work. You've invested your time, your money, your emotions, and all of that. You start crying. But sometimes when I actually talk with some ladies, I tell them, I say, see, we know when this heartbreak is coming. We see it when it's coming. We know, but we still just want to stay there and fight. So it brings me to the question: how do people recognize? How do ladies? Because some of them will say, "I saw it. Yes, he used to do this, but I thought he would change." Yes, they always have this thought. So I want you to educate young ladies out there that when you see these signs and these signs in your relationship, just know that you are heading to the rock bottom. Just know that you should start bracing yourself up, because the next thing you might be hearing is, "I'm breaking up with you." And the English they use that sometimes freaks me out is no, it's not about you. You're not the problem, it's me. Oh guys, you are the problem and remain the problem. It should have never come. Why are we in a relationship and all of a sudden you're the problem? You're the problem. No, don't break down. It's me. I want to attend to myself. I have emotional issues or emotional trauma, but you've been there for 7 years, but you never knew you were the problem. So I just want to know, for ladies' sake, what should they look out for that are the red flags of this man is not going to get married to you, this relationship is going nowhere, and it's even safer to break up, quickly heal, and make yourself better, and another man will come to you. What's your take?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Profound question, actually. The thing is, Chama Cynthia made mention of some vital things like that, quite important. I think we don't just leave our children to when they are at the stage of trying to get being in a relationship, preparing to get married, and then as a mother or as a parent, then that's when we think it's ideal for us to step into their lives and start trying to tell them red flags or how to be able, things to look out for in a partner. The Bible says that train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. There are things that are not acceptable. Your classmates should not do to you, your siblings should not do to you, like things that are not accepted. People should not shut you up. Your opinion should be heard, but respectfully, like you take cognizance of other people's feelings, but things that you will not accept, you should not accept. It's a no-no. I could remember growing up when I was at, I think, age 17, my older sister called me and she was like, okay, she's not telling me to go into a relationship now, but I should make a list of 10 things I want in a spouse, and I should be realistic about it. She told me to make the list and to bring it to her. So definitely it was for her to go through and see if, okay, if I knew what I was doing, if I knew what I wanted. And like, she guided me, she spoke to me about it, taught me about relationship. And even before, when I was 17, I think it was when I was about starting my period, she taught me about safe and unsafe sex. She taught me about hygiene. She taught me about things, and same with my mom as well. So that's just a few. There are other important things to look out for, but at the core of this, it's more of like, sometimes women that stay in a relationship for a long period of time, it's not like maybe they don't know, but the kind of home they are from. You see a woman stay in an abusive relationship, you see, and it doesn't just have from physical abuse, like the guy hitting you. It could be from verbal abuse. It could be from you trying to tell him, like maybe he said something that hurt you, or he has done something that you don't like, and you're trying to talk to him about it, and it doesn't see it as important. Like maybe your feelings doesn't count, or you just like, oh, I beg, it's ladies' things. Like, why are you thinking about it, or something like that. It starts from all those subtle things like that. And sometimes it's more of like, those women are looking for acceptance, they're looking for love. That's why they are going into the wrong relationship, and that's why
Relationship.
such people take advantage of them. Because to be honest with you, they know, like both male and female, they know, and that's why you see some men, they look for this kind of ladies, like ladies that don't have people to fight for them, ladies that they don't have a stable home. So they know that even if they hit you, you can't tell your parents, you can't tell your siblings, or your parents, or even good friends. Like you don't have them, and they can't come to call the man to order. Such men that don't have a mentor, they don't have someone you can speak to maybe if he's misbehaving. There's nobody, there's no friend, there's no father, there is no brother, there is no sister, there is no pastor, there is no imam to, or is it alpha to go report him to, and he will be of good conduct. You know, those are actually red flags, and those are the things that actually come to mind for now.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that one. I actually like the fact whereby you said something. It's more like they try to feed on your weakness. So they want a weak woman so that they could toss her around. Now that brings us to the fact that ladies need to brace themselves up. You need to know what you stand for. You need to have a value. If you have value, a man will sight it from afar. And when he comes, even if he tries to break your walls, tries to break the confidence and all of that, when he tries and he sees he cannot, they will step out. But a real man, when he sees that wall, he appreciates it, even tries to find, how did you build such walls? If he wants to even be in between that wall, not breaking, a real man will not come breaking your walls. He will just penetrate, enter, and just stay and still leave those walls there, because that is your walls. That is what you have created yourself to be, and that is what he saw that attracted him. So there's nothing about you changing yourself for a man, except if there are some bad attributes, which of course we can't all be good entirely in 100%. So there are some things that he might want to change, which is fair enough. But you know, dropping your standard, and when I mean standard, I'm not saying the overly built standard of, no, he has to have 2 cars in Lekki, he has to have 2 houses in Lekki, he must have, no, that's not the standard we're talking about. Just natural standards, which we believe every woman wants to see in a man, and a man wants to see in a woman. So Joy, I want you to share an experience with us in your relationship. What made it work for you? How did you see yourself firm enough to go into a relationship that led into marriage? Because we know there are a series of times where we've had this relationship back and forth. We had to break out of the relationship and go for a new one. Then eventually we settled for the man that we want. Now, share in just 1 minute, share your experience of how you were able to come to terms that this is the right one for me, and I want to build my home with him.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hello, Joy. Oh, Joy's network is pretty bad. Okay, I'm going to shift that question to Cynthia. Cynthia, can you answer that question? What is that thing that you have to see, so that maybe other ladies can pick from what you have, what you saw, or what you thought for yourself was good? Maybe someone out there can listen and say, okay, I think I like this works for me, and they try to learn, because no man is an island. We all learn from our own experiences. So please kindly share in just 1 minute your experience of how you were able to come to terms of, this is the man I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Thank you very much for that question. Now, it first starts from you understanding yourself. When you asked Miss Joy, I don't know if it's a Mrs. or Miss, when you asked her a question
Mrs.
regarding the right time, okay, Mrs. Sorry about that. The right time to go into marriage. She made a very salient point that I took note of. She mentioned understanding your purpose. You see, for every human being, for everybody on earth, there is a reason for which you have been created. There is an assignment, or there is something that you came on earth to fulfill. Now, the reason why some ladies will go into a relationship and, like our sister Bami said, they are being abused. Men are looking, bringing down, of course, someone who is in an abusive relationship. You probably do not even have the wall in the first place. They are being subjected to some kind of inhumane treatment. Is because they had not first of all sat down to ask them. The Bible said something. One will chase 1,000, but two will put 10,000 to flight. So if you have an understanding that, okay, this is where I'm going 5 years from now, I see myself at this position. I see myself probably as the DG of the World Health Organization, and this is the thing I am. This is the life of impact I want to live. Now, if I am going in that direction and I have, a barrage of suitors flocking around me, people asking me out, it will be foolishness for me to settle for somebody that is going in a direction that is opposite where I'm going to. I don't know if you're following. So at every point in time, like the person you're settling, there has to be that agreement in our purpose. And that's what some ladies are not, they are not keen to look out for. And they are not keen to look out for that because they have not even discovered themselves. They have no understanding as to why they are on earth. They have no understanding as to what they should pay attention to. So it's just like, okay, any guy that just comes around, let's just give it a try. Meanwhile, you should not be experimenting with your life. You should not be doing things based on trial and error. If you go into a relationship, you have seen the potential in this person. Of course, you have something to bring to the table, but you're also sure that this person has, what it takes, that when both of you merge your, resources together, your intelligence together, your understanding together, the wisdom God has blessed you with together, then you can do much out of it. So this is the first. And then secondly, I would, Christian, I would not like to leave out the part of actually inquiring of God. Okay, because the truth of the matter is that people can have a form or an appearance of, being good, being lovely, and being nice, and all of those things. But it would take the one who has created them, the one who understands them, you understand, to actually now begin to make you understand the kind of person this person is. You understand? For some ladies, they did not plan to maybe find themselves in a dysfunctional relationship or in an abusive relationship. But unfortunately, they were there because probably when this guy was coming, he was all good. You understand? He was, very well behaved, well mannered, so loving, so caring, and the rest of it. But going into the relationship, they find out that this is entirely different from the person that they thought that they knew. So at every point in time, you still have to fall back to the one who creates human beings, the one who knows a man's heart, to actually reveal to you or make you understand the kind of person, that person is. So when you have merged these two factors together, the understanding of your purpose and then the understanding of that person, then you can now conclude and say, okay, fine, I think this is someone that I can do life with. This is someone that I can, submit myself to as a lady. Because one thing you must understand is that when relationship has left the boundaries of courtship into marriage, then it is a very, very sensitive. As I read somewhere that a broken courtship or a broken relationship is far better than a broken marriage. So you have to put these things into consideration before you make that decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, seeking the face of God, that's the first stake, and the second one is knowing what you want and be sure that this is what you want or what you need from a man. And also, if I remember correctly, what Bemi also said from most of what she said is we need to be conscious of the kind of decisions that we make as, you know, as a woman. And in everything, summarizing even with Joy, is when you want to take any step in life as a woman, you have to be very conscious, because whatever step you take, any mistake or any success story, you just have to brace yourself up and still keep moving. If you have a success story after the first step or your second step, all well and good. But if you make mistakes, does not mean that's the end of it, or you can still pick yourself. So even if a 7-year relationship ended, so what? Look at it and say, it's better now than the future. At least you didn't get married to the person, it's just now, so you have a better chance of arranging yourself, tidy yourself up, and of course move on. Another man will find you, and like they said, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. At this point, I would like to say thank you to my Zoom guests for joining in. It was amazing having the three of you, but I guess Joy network went bad because she's joining us from Abeokuta actually. Thank you so much, Joy, Queen Joy Adiola Oluyege, for joining in, and thank you so much, Cynthia Chioma. Cynthia Chioma is a registered nurse, a midwife, and a project management and empowerment advocate. Thank you, Oluwagbemisola Bamiduro. She's the founder of Bam Bam Food Basket Ltd. That's Limited, and chemical environmental engineer from University of Nottingham, UK. Thank you, both of you. Can we have them on the screen while they wave us by as usual? Can we have the two Zoom guests? Thank you very much. Can you wave us by, please, so we can see you go? Thank you so much. Okay, and that will be a wrap for today.